You tell me you the boss, you can't be fired, but for me, you'd put it all on the wire, and I know you out of control.
Hello, lovelies. I have been marinating on this YouTube video for about a week and a half now. You guys really liked my last video that I did. I'm gonna try to make this just a little bit brighter. You guys really liked the last video that I did when I did kind of like a sit down get ready with me slash like makeup routine video, and that was kind of like a no makeup look. Like I definitely had makeup on, but that was kind of like no eyeshadow, just bronzer and stuff, like that type of look. So I kind of want to do a little something different, and I'm pretty sure I had a wig on in that video and not my natural hair. I had my hair dyed ginger, and the ginger like was making my hair fall out. Like I don't think my hair was actually falling out because of the ginger, more so like my hair, since it had bleach in it and I wasn't used to the moisturization that needed, that my hair was starting to get really brittle and break off. So I dyed my hair like a nice brown kind of color. So that's that, and now we're here, and I'm trying to, you know, fall in love with my natural hair a little bit more, because I definitely got used to the whole wigs and fake hair thing. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like there is something wrong with it when you're doing it to avoid looking at your natural hair, because my hair is very pretty, and I don't, what's the word, I don't appreciate it enough. Like, very pretty. So yeah, there's a few things that we're gonna get into this video. I don't have like a set thing. It's just been some stuff that's been on my mind that I'm just gonna kind of go as if I'm like talking to like a friend or a therapist kind of vibe. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Toner. I'm just doing some skin prep because I feel like I need it. I'm gonna go, I don't know if you do eye cream or moisturizer first, so I'm gonna do moisturizer. I didn't bring up my other moisturizer. This is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration, and I hope this doesn't do what it did to my clients, but when I use this on top of makeup with my underneath makeup with my clients, it was looking really patchy and like splotchy looking. But I don't know if that's because I paired it with my primer, because I know my primer is silicone based, and I don't know if this is water based or not. So I think my primer is either silicone or water based, and this might be the opposite. I have no clue, but it wasn't working, so I took it completely out of the mix. This is what it looks like. I got it from Target. And then this is a eye serum stick that's on its last leg that I got from Skin Proud. Just making sure you do your skin prep before your makeup, because I don't know why people have gotten it in their heads that if you have oily skin, you're not supposed to skin prep and you're supposed to leave your skin as dry as possible, but that's not it. No matter what skin type you have, combination oily, dry, normal, you need to moisturize your skin before makeup. And I don't know if y'all can see, I'm breaking out as well. It's not super clear on here, but there's some bumps going on because I wore a wig, which is again why I'm wearing my natural hair. I had a wig promo video to do, which next time I do a wig promo video, I'm not using lace glue. I'm gonna use either the tape, some spray, or something, because the glue, it breaks me out every single time. My forehead is huge, so I always bring my wigs down to like right here, and as you see, there's a bump here, and then it just kind of spread down. Like I don't know what happened. Usually it'll do it on like my cheeks, well, my jawline and everything, but it didn't do that this time. Okay, y'all, let's get into the makeup. Let me get everything together, and then I'm gonna come back on so we can really get into some things and my makeup routine. Okay, I'm trying to get this lighting right. Like I love natural light, but the natural light isn't enough for this because it's too dark. So I'm trying to level it out. I always put my makeup in like a plastic bag when I'm doing my own makeup, because I always have my makeup downstairs because of my clients. That's where I take my clients at, so it's never in reach. I literally have to bring it upstairs some way or another. I'm keeping this palette right here for right now. Don't have time for that. Last time I did my makeup in here, I spilled makeup all over my bed, and now I have different sheets because of it, because one of my pots inside of my palette broke, and it was like purple, like a dark purple brown color. It just wasn't cute. Okay, and then lastly is these two things. Okay, y'all, so I had therapy today, and y'all know I advocate for therapy. This is the Jumbo Continuous Prep and Set Mist. Almost gone. Need to get another one. But I always advocate for therapy. These are the two foundations that I'm going to be using. This one is my actual shade, but running low, couldn't find it anywhere. I've had this, don't ask me how long I've had this for. It's probably bad, but I've had this for a while. And then I just got this one because I couldn't find this shade. And they're close enough. This one's just kind of more cool toned, and this one is a little more warmer. So we're just going to be using those. Yeah, but I always advocate for therapy. I literally, especially for people who don't have like a really, I wouldn't necessarily say support system, but you know, just certain things you don't want to tell everybody, but you need to get it off your chest, and you don't want to tell it to people that you actually know in real life, if that makes any sense. This might be a little, I think I done got, how have I gotten lighter? I'm concerned. Let me see. Yeah, it seems as though I've gotten lighter. Well, we're just gonna use concealer to fix this then. And I might just blend this in. I don't know. We're gonna see, but this looks dark. Yeah, that's bad. But yeah. I don't tell my man everything about my life. He doesn't have to know every single little aspect of everything, especially if it's like family stuff or friend stuff. Like, it's just not, it's not that I can't. I could talk to him about anything, but some stuff you just want to, you know, keep to yourself. I should have brought my other one up so I don't have to use all of this. This is a brush that I got off Amazon. I love any type of flat brushes like this when it comes to doing makeup. I'm gonna try not to do too much talking in this one, and more so y'all seeing what I'm doing. So we're just gonna talk now, because I don't want to get away from story time a little too, well, not story time, but the tea. So yeah, I don't tell him every single aspect. I'm not saying you can't or you shouldn't feel like you definitely shouldn't feel like you can't tell your significant other stuff, but I just choose not to go over every single little thing, especially too many times. Like, then it's like, that's a therapist problem. But yeah, so recently I've been having like mental breakdowns, like full on crying. And if you guys know, you know, I used to have a really bad, I'm sorry, this is the purple that I'm talking about, and it's still getting on stuff, which is why I'm scared to put that on my bed. But yeah, we're gonna need a little color like somewhere. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this, but like something like this just to even this out some. I don't know. But oop. Yeah, so I've been having like mental breakdowns, not randomly, they've been started by something, but more so like my man, he has friends. Like most men do. They have friends that they talk to and they see, and he'll go out with his friends and I'll literally lose it. And why will I lose it? Not because he's out. I have no problem with him being out with his friends and having a good time. That does not bother me. I lose it because I don't have any friends to go out with. And if you've been on my channel, this is literally like a recurring theme in my life, where like I go through points where I get really sad because I don't have I wouldn't necessarily say the friendships, but I don't have the friendships that I thought I would have at this age. Like, you know, when you see a whole bunch of other like 20-something-year-olds and they're all happy with their friends, going on trips and seeing each other every single day, and brunch and all this other like super fun stuff that everybody thinks that they're gonna have, like this tribe of friends that they've had their whole lives once they get into their like 20s. I don't have that. And it's not necessarily saying that I couldn't. I'm just really like, I don't necessarily say I don't trust people, but I'm very picky because of the fact that I've had really bad experiences. And also the friends that I do have, they don't live here. And so it's like, it's really difficult to make time when I work a lot. And when I work, a lot of other people don't usually work. Like I work on Saturdays and just weekdays in general. I mean, not weekdays, weekends in general. So when everybody else is like partying and having a good time, I'm working. And same thing goes like my relationship as well. Like my man, he does not work on the weekends, but I do work on the weekends. So our schedules kind of like conflict. So it's like when he does have the time to go out with his friends, that's usually on the weekend. And I'm with him throughout the week. So it's like a balance, but still on those weekends when everybody's doing stuff and he's free and we have the time to go out, you know, I'm working, so we can't, or even when I'm done with working, you know, he's out with his friends for like the majority of the time. So usually at that point where you'd be like, okay, you know what? You out with your friends, let me go hang out with my friends. And then it sets in like, oh, I don't have any of those here. So it's like, I don't know, it's been really difficult. And it's also a sense of like, I know I've touched on it a little bit the last video about how I've been getting to a point of kind of like making myself more independent because I was like depending on him, I guess, for a lot of my I don't even know, like I wouldn't necessarily say security because I'm very secure, but like more so like just being super used to being around somebody so that when you're not around them, you kind of feel weird and off and your whole mood is like depleted. Like he's not like that. Most men are not like that. And a lot of girls aren't like that either, but I feel like the reason a lot of girls aren't is because either A, they don't care about having friendships, like they could go their life without like having a companion and be okay because they just don't value the same things that other people value. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think that it's a little odd, but like not in the matter of like, oh, you're weird for that. Just more so like it's crazy how certain people's brains just function to the point where they don't need companionship. Like they're completely fine being alone and by themselves. And it's not that I'm not okay with being alone and by myself. It's getting tiring. Like I'm consistently in my room by myself every weekend, every day, unless I'm with my man at his house. And it just gets boring, like not boring in the sense of like I don't like spending time with him, but boring in the sense of like I want to hang with some girls and do stuff like that. But every time I try, and I mentioned this last video, something always happens. And I was saying that I wasn't gonna touch on that topic, but only because it was just so fresh. But it really started to bother me, and there's been two instances where I've had friends or so-called friends in the beauty industry, because again, I'm a makeup artist, that I felt like really cool with, like, oh yeah, this is my girl, and it just not be reciprocated. Like the situation that ensued basically was a friend of mine that I've been doing services with invited me to do something for her, and it just wasn't communicated properly that there was going to be something that I was going to be paying for. And I guess you guys know, like I do influencing and stuff like that. And the last photo shoot that I did, everything, like the outfits were paid for. I was paid for my time. So I think I was paid, what, $20 an hour? And we were there, or like $10 an hour, and we were there for like 3 hours or 4 hours. It was something along those lines. I think I got paid like 40, either 20 to $40 for being there. And even though that's not, you know, a super huge amount, like it's something, and it shows that the girl that was, you know, holding the event, she cares. So that's what I'm used to. So when I was told that I would have to buy something, especially it was like $40 probably, and there wasn't like a, I don't know how to explain, like it wasn't said beforehand until a little bit more information was kind of, you know, said, and it was like, oh, this is a requirement. I'm like, are we required to like buy this, or is it like you're buying this? And she was like, no, you'd have to pay for it. I was just like, oh, okay, like no thank you, like no hard feelings or anything, but I don't think I'll be able to attend. I've been saving up my money, and just anything that's not like a necessity for me, I just haven't really been buying it. So that was just how I went about it. I didn't go about it in a rude way or anything. And I was kind of met with like, oh, I completely understand not being able to pay for things. That's fine. Thank you though. Who said I couldn't pay for it? Or no, she said I completely understand not being able to afford things. What? And I don't, like, again, that could have just been like how she speaks, but that left a bad taste in my mouth, and I really just did not like how she came at me, because like you're basically insinuating that I can't afford a $40 outfit because I told you I wasn't going to pay for it, because it was said after the fact that I agreed to being in the shoot, and you never mention any out-of-pocket costs prior to, as well as I don't like, I had mentioned to her, and this was probably like my first, I can't remember if I ever talked about this on my channel. I think it was in like my birthday series, but I never ended up posting that. But throughout December, well, throughout like my birthday time up until really like January, I was dead broke. Like, no money. I was getting money obviously, but not enough to like support everything that I had. Like, I had started I had got a suite, which I didn't get to post because, again, I don't even know if I talked about all this stuff. I got not necessarily kicked out of the suite, but I don't have my license. So I did not want to keep going there without my license and then having to pay all of that money and stuff, and knowing that I'm legally not supposed to be working here because I got fined for it, for working there. Like, I got fined $300. And this was literally like 8 days after I moved in there that state board came around and fined me. So I was just like, oh no, 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 no. So I completely stopped working there for a while. Well, I stopped working there, period, but now I just have it as far as like having a place to, you know, do business and things like that. So it's like a work suite instead of a actual suite. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so I disclosed some of that stuff to her though about like, yeah, I'm like not in the financial place to do this, which that was my fault. You're not supposed to disclose financial stuff, especially I feel like while you're going through it with people that you don't know that well. And I don't know, it kind of felt like it was like a throwing something in my face, even though that was months ago. That's how I took it. And that just really did not leave a good taste in my mouth, like whatsoever. It really hurt my feelings, and I couldn't see myself continuing a friendship or acquaintances or anything with somebody that would kind of come at me in a, oh, you're broke type of way. Like, oh, sorry, I completely understand not being able to afford things. Thanks though. Like, excuse me? So I don't know, that was just that. And that's my thing. Like, I'll sit here and try to have friendships with people, try to do things with people, and it'll just go very weirdly because I have very strict, is it too dark? Because it's kind of looking like it's light. Let me turn my yellow up some. Yeah, so that just left a really weird taste in my mouth. And finding friends that are 100% genuine, especially because, like, again, I had to stop doing services just because not everybody that I was doing them with, but certain people were just making me feel very like used. Like, when I stopped doing the service, nobody was coming to me regularly after they were asking me like, oh, do you have availability for this time so I can come to you for this? And then I would never hear from them again. But if it's service, oh girl, can you fit me in? Because obviously you're getting it done for free. And you know, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Like, and I hate to be that person that's like always like, oh, I can't make a friend, I can't, because everybody always thinks that I'm the problem. But the thing is, like, I just don't tolerate a lot of stuff because I used to tolerate a lot of stuff. And anytime I even remotely think that somebody might be having like ulterior motives or just like not the best person that I would choose as a friend, not saying you're a bad person, but like just me personally not choosing you to be a friend, I distance myself, and like I will unfollow you, I will do this, I will do that. Like, even like little things. Like, I had one client that I was really like cool with. She had did a service for me before, and then I went ahead and did her makeup. She posted her pictures and she didn't tag me. And me as a makeup artist, like, and as a service provider, period, like, people don't understand, like, when you're a service provider, the way that you get your clients is word of mouth, basically. Like, people like, oh, like, obviously too, your marketing plays a big part of it, but the way you get new different clients, you're gonna need word of mouth, people telling people like, oh, they got your makeup done by this person or that person, and hair done by this person, that person. And she was like, before she walked out the door, she was like, oh yeah, girl, don't worry, I'm gonna tag you, and then tagged everybody else but me. And I'm like, oh snap. And I posted her pictures on my page. I'm like, yeah, I did this. And everybody was like, oh, that looks so good, looks so good. And then for her to go and not even tag me, I'm like, is there beef? Like, did I do something wrong? Like, and I be thinking like that, and I need to stop thinking it bad on my part as if I've done something wrong, and just think it not necessarily bad on their part, but more so like, oh, this person, like, we just don't align. And that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to align with everybody. You can outgrow people. Like, everything doesn't have to be taken super personally, but people think I take stuff personally because I cut people off and I don't speak to people anymore and I completely change the way that I associate with you. But to me, that's not personal per se. It's more so like I'm doing stuff to protect my energy because I don't want to be around somebody that's completely being wishy-washy and not giving me the same energy that I give them, because I feel like that's a disservice to myself. People don't really get it until they get into that, like, I guess you could say, like, mindset. Like, they don't understand how weird it might feel to somebody else if somebody else were to do something to them like that until it gets done to them. So I don't blame anybody for not seeing stuff the way that I see it, because I know a lot of people aren't in tune with themselves emotionally the way that I am. So it is what it is. Next topic of conversation, though. Hold up, y'all. I'm trying to cover up this little bump, but the concealer shade was a little too light. I'm gonna have to pull out my actual mirror in a second, and it still don't want to. That looks better than it did before, so I think we're just gonna leave it at that. Time to pull out an actual mirror because I look light. I'm not though. Like, I don't get it. I guess this camera is like fleshing me out, so I don't know what that's about. Yeah, this looks really pretty. Time for brows and lips. I moisturized my lips this time because last time I didn't, and I hate coming on here with chapped lips because what? My lips, they get, like, when the weather changes, it starts getting weird. Like, I don't know, they start dry. Like, they've been dry for months now. Since wintertime hit, my lips have not been back the same. Like, they peel and they crack and all types of crazy stuff. Should I do... I think I'm gonna do my soap brows. I need to get the brow gel instead of doing soap brows. But yeah, on to the next topic. Leveling up. Y'all, there's so much stuff that I have planned for myself, and that's another reason why I can't really, like, rely too heavily on, oh, I need to have this person to tell this to, and oh, this is happening for me. I'm so happy for myself. Let me tell this person. Let me tell that person. Because you have to be happy for yourself. Like, and that's my main issue. Like, I'll feel bad because other people are used to being by themselves and don't care much for not necessarily care much for friendships, but they don't care much for, like, talking to people consistently. That's the type of person that I am. So I know when I do, I'm sorry, y'all, this is really bothering me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I think that's, like, perfect, kind of. Like, I'm just trying to make sure y'all can really see, because it looks like like, you can't really see what's going on with my face. I'm gonna just zoom in a little bit. Maybe then it'll be a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, I feel like y'all can see good enough. But yeah, I feel like some people, they just don't care. Like, they're super independent, always have been, don't really care. I grew up with a sister that has autism, so she's nonverbal, and I'm also the youngest, so all of my other siblings pretty much were out of the house. If they lived with us, I had one other brother that lived with me, and he was out of the house by the time I was 5 or 6. So really, it's like I grew up kind of like an only child, even though I had my brother there. He just was super grown and, like, kind of like another parent, I guess you could say. Like, that's how I looked at him, at least for a while. Like, he was, like, trying, and you know how you are as a kid, like, oh, you're trying to act like my dad. Like, that's how me and my brother were growing up. So when I was, like, a child, I didn't really have that, like, companionship that most people grow up having because they have, like, their siblings and stuff. So I always craved that, like, feeling. And that's another thing. I talked to my therapist about it. I know that that's childhood trauma. I don't expect anybody to compensate for what I missed out on as a child, or compensate for any problems that I have because of my upbringing, and because that's not your job. Like, it's not. That's my job to fix. But in the same breath, you guys have to remember that just because it's not somebody's job to fix you, or what would you use the word, kind of like, it's not their job to make you feel more comfortable about something that you're uncomfortable with, you also have the full authority to not speak to a person because they're not doing those things. Like, you don't have to be mad at them or expect them to do it, but if that's something that you want somebody to do, You don't have to speak to them no more if they're not doing it. Like, I think a lot of people forget those things. Like, this is your life. I'm sorry, y'all. I literally can't do it. But yeah, it's completely your decision who you keep in or out of your life. My therapist always tells me, like, you're responsible for making your circle, like making your own family outside of your family. Like, especially if your family, that's not the case for me, but especially if your family isn't aligning with what you see for yourself, you make your own family, you make your own circle, you make your own aunties and uncles for your children, you make your own like group of people that you love and adore. So it's like, if you completely feel like somebody's not aligning with you, cut them out of your life. But that's just one aspect of like leveling up. My thing that I've been doing recently, I've been saving my butt off. So many things that I have in store for myself that I want and have been trying to achieve for a while. I'm gonna do my eye look last, kinda. I'm doing just outlining my lips right now just because I feel like they look crazy like this. But yeah, like, is this the right color? Okay. But anywho, I've been saving. I've been I wouldn't say, well, I definitely have been praying. A lot of stuff that I've been wanting in life, like out of my business, has been happening recently. Like, and that's another thing. But anywho, a lot of the stuff that I've been wanting out of my business, I've been accomplishing. I went from 5 clients in November to like 3 clients. No, like, what was it? I barely had any clients the month of my birthday. I'm sorry, this is like wrong. I don't know what exactly is wrong with it. Yeah, I don't remember exactly how many clients I had the month of my birthday, but not a lot. I was doing literally only service for services for the month of November, I think, or December. And that's why I stopped, because like, people that could have been paying were doing service for service, and it's not a problem, but it's like those spots were gone. So like, if somebody was trying to book with me, I would have never known, but I wasn't making no money during those purchases, like, well, during those services. So it's like I was losing out on money. So that's why I don't do it anymore, because I have PTSD. Being broke will literally change the way that you view life in general, and I say that to really mean it. Like, if I didn't have my man helping me out, and my mom helping me out, my dad helping me out, I don't know what I would have done. And I'm very thankful for them, because literally life was so difficult during that point in time. Like, I could not do it. I don't think I'm gonna fill my eyebrows in at all, except for where there's gaps, which is literally just right here. Yeah. I'm actually gonna extend the tail. Well, not extend the tail, but define the tail a little bit. And that's it, because these are already pretty dark. Okay. Yeah. So that was that. I've changed the way that I view money. The only thing that I spend money on now, which I need to stop, if we're being honest, is food. I'm a foodie. I will order food consistently if I could. Like, that's my problem that I have. I'm gonna use this to line my brows because I forgot my concealer brush. This is my foundation brush. But yeah, that's the only thing that I've really been having a problem with. I really have barely spent any money on myself. I have tons of money saved to be ready to be used once it's time. And like, just so much stuff that I'm so proud of myself for accomplishing in, like, especially like a short amount of time. Like, from going to being dead broke in whatchamacallit. Can I use this for something? Because I need it. From going to being dead broke in November and December, and then only having 15 clients in January, to now getting 40 and up clients a month. Because I already have, and mind you, it's April 9th right now as I'm recording this, and I already have 40 plus people booked for prom and everything for this month, and the month is nowhere, it's not even halfway over yet. So I just know that the Lord has been looking out for me saw and heard my prayers, and that I am now in my era where I'm getting the benefits of what I've been praying and trying to change myself for. Even little things, like I got sick and tired of my skin breaking out. As you can see, it's still breaking out, but I've gotten sick and tired of it to this point now. I got a Stanley cup because I wanted to be a little bit more motivated to like drink my water. Been drinking tons of water with that thing because I don't know, it's something about not being able to see the water inside the cup that makes it easier to drink it, because you can't see how much you have left. So you're not like, water tastes like nothing. I don't care what anybody says. If you are an avid water drinker, props to you. I'm not against water. I will not be like, ew, I'm not drinking that. But it's definitely a chore for me because I am used to sweet tea, Sprite, fruit punch, like stuff like that. That's my type of time. So drinking water is definitely a chore, and it's hard to get it done, but I've been doing it because, again, like, getting tired of your own habits is the best way for change, because I feel like nobody can want more for you than yourself. Like, even if they do want better for you, you won't feel it until you want better for you. And that's what I've been realizing a lot of lately. And just in general, like, getting to a point where I'm like, I'm too old to be doing certain stuff. Like, it gets to a point where you're like, when does certain habits get old and you're like, okay, time to stop, time to wrap it up. Now is when it starts to get old. Now is when it's time to wrap it up. Going in with my Morphe palette per usual. I don't know what kind of eye look I'm planning on doing. I kind of just always go in with like a brown shadow and just smoke that out. I was gonna do a whole big like look, but I think I might save that for an actual tutorial, because I've never done a eye look with tape before, and I really want to do that one day. Again, this is me literally just looking in my mirror with my contacts on. I can't see what I'm doing, so if this looks crazy, sorry. I should have brought up my eyeliner, but I wasn't planning on doing a eye look for real, so I didn't bring it. And then I always blend my shadow into my nose contour because it just looks more natural that way. And it makes it pop more. Okay. Where's my mascara? We'll have to move the light real quick. Yeah, y'all, really just in a... Ooh, it's really bright. Really just... That's why it's been looking like this. Okay, yeah, that's perfect lighting. In a mood of change, growth, not relying on anybody. And that goes for my boyfriend too. Like, everybody loves, she talking about friends. I don't know if y'all are aware, and I honestly can't even, well, not that I can't, I'm not gonna talk about the in-depths of my friendship trauma, because every time I've tried to, like, people will try to gaslight me into, well, not even gaslight, like, what would you call it, when like try to scare me, I guess you could say, out of not speaking about certain stuff, like threatening me and stuff like that. And it's not even that I'm scared, because never that. I don't really, especially because I have no intentions of fighting anybody, like, and not in the sense of like, oh, she's scared to fight. Like, how old are we? Why are you threatening? Oh, you know I don't play that. Do I though? But it's like, I don't know, you just get to a point where like you really just don't care, and people will try to, oh, that was so long ago, why are you still talking about that? Because I can, like, it's my story regardless of the fact. But I just don't have time to deal with like stupid stuff from people that no longer serve me any purpose, and really never served me any purpose. So we're hush hush for now, at least. Maybe one day, but I really don't feel the need to come on here and rehash all of that nonsense that I went through for majority of literally all of my life. Like, when I be telling people stuff, they're like, oh, that's bad. You know, I'm used to it though. Yeah, what are some other things we can get into? I've been really trying though. One of the things that I have been wanting is like an influencer friend. There's not many people that do like influencing in Charlotte, at least that I know of, like heavily influencing, because I kind of want an influencer friend that's like either on my level or above, so I can like, we can learn from each other type of thing. Like, I've always wanted, like I was telling my dad the other day, like I never want to be the smartest person in a friend group, or the person with the most money in the friend group. Like, I always want somebody to be ahead of me, so there's somebody that I can learn from. Like, that's just, I feel like that's what everybody should do, but most people don't think like that. Especially because a lot of people are like in secret competition with their friends, so they want to be that. Excuse me, y'all. They want to be that person that has everything, so their friends can like look to them for advice, or they can just feel like they have a one-up. I could care less. I want more for myself simply because I want more for myself. I've always been that type of person that strives to outdo me. Like, it'll never be a, like, if, say for instance, if a friend of mine has a whole bunch of followers and I want a whole bunch of followers, I'm not gonna go and like, I don't like this person because this person has this amount of followers and I don't. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get that amount of followers, because it's like, oh, okay, I see that I want this. Like, you can establish, even if you want to call it jealousy, like, jealousy is a normal thing to feel. You don't have to let that turn into like envy. Like, you don't have to envy somebody because you're jealous of them. Like, it's normal to be jealous, because it's normal as a human to want things that other people have that you feel like would align with yourself. But being mean to that person because of that, or like putting yourself in like actual competition with them because of it, like, I'm not saying like, oh, I want to see if I can top their followers and do this and do that. It's more so like, oh, this person has this, I want that, let me work hard and get it. Then that's what you do. A lot of people are just so caught up in trying to outdo people that they actually like you're their friend. Well, I wouldn't even say like, because I don't feel like you actually like them if you're trying to outdo them. But I don't know, a lot of people aren't comfortable with not being the center of attention. They see somebody with something and they want it bad, and they're not used to not being the center of attention, so they start hating on somebody because somebody else is getting what they imagined for themselves, or even getting close to what they have. Like, some people, they'll already be the it girl and will get mad if somebody else is getting attention and taking away from them because they feel like their spot's getting ready to be taken. I could go on and on, y'all, seriously, but I'm pretty sure we're done. Like, this is fire. This is cute. I'm really not used to wearing makeup with my natural hair because I never do it, but this looks cute. And it's actually a full face of makeup instead of like itty bitty makeup that I usually do when I have my natural hair out. Wet that face up good. I love these brows, y'all. I'm gonna get my brows for sure laminated in June before I go on my trip. Trying to make sure this lip is pretty melted. I don't know how, like, it's so difficult when you're not a makeup artist to explain. Well, it's so difficult when you're a makeup artist trying to explain to a non-makeup artist how to blend your lips. Like, when I try to tell my clients to blend their lips and they do the, instead of the, I be ready to, girl, don't you do that and mess up what I just did. Where is my powder? Because I don't see it. Here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and set under my eyes with this powder. I need to try the setting with the the pressed powder before the loose powder, but I have not done that yet. I barely ever do this. Only reason I don't do this, especially when it comes to my clients, is because I do not have all of the shades yet to do this with. Like, it's not on purpose. I have to buy this. I think these are like $30 a piece. Being a makeup artist is probably the most expensive out of the beauty services. Like, makeup is very expensive. You're gonna be paying $50 for a bottle of foundation, and you need every single shade of that foundation, and you're wondering why you're getting charged over $100. Babe, this makeup collection is worth your rent. Seriously. And even more than that, like a few months rent. That's why I don't buy makeup much. Like, I don't blame y'all, but I can't buy the makeup often. Like, we're gonna get we're gonna get these babies. It's about the skill too. But I have a whole bunch of expensive makeup. I just haven't read up on it in a minute because I'm saving right now and it's not a necessity. The only things that are necessities, this, a good primer, even though my e.l.f. Power Grip has been doing me better than my Hydro Grip has been doing recently. What else? Concealers. I will go all out for my concealers. The concealers are definitely more important than the foundation. Foundation is definitely buildable, but certain concealers, they dry down too fast or they're too sheer and they just don't give that full coverage. Swoop. You need like Makeup by Mario. This is good. This, I only have this in my shade because it's $20 a piece, I think, or 30. But the, what is it? The Too Faced Chef's Kiss, there's this store in Concord Mills Mall here that they'll have random like $60 10 for 60 sale or something like that. And or no, it's like something like everything is $10 I think in there or something like that. I ended up buying like 6 concealers, 6 or 7 I think concealers, and they're usually $30 a piece and I got them for $60. Like, come on now. Okay, y'all, that's definitely gonna be it for this makeup video. If you guys want to see a more in-depth tutorial, because I know I haven't done one of those in a minute where it turns out looking like this, because let's just take the camera off the thing for a second. Like, we see how this is eating, right? We see, like, it's apparent. Yeah, so let me know if you guys want another like in-depth routine and what look you guys want me to do. I'm always available on my Instagram. If you send me a request, I will see it. If you comment, I will see it. If you comment on YouTube, I will see it. On my community post, I will see it. The only thing I might not see is DMs on TikTok because they always go to my request and I never check them. But any other place, yes, 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 yes. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.